Folklore 19. El Dorado Colombian Gold. Long ago, high in the mountains of present-day Colombia, near the lands around modern Bogotá, the Muisca people gathered around a story that would one day travel far beyond their homeland. In those ancient highlands, where sacred lakes reflected the sky, people spoke of El Dorado. Today, many imagine El Dorado as a lost city of gold, hidden deep in the jungle. But at the beginning, El Dorado was not a city at all. It meant the Gilded Man, a man covered in a thin layer of gold, or the Golden One. This name belonged to a sacred Muisca ruler who was covered in gold dust during an important ceremony at Lake Guatavita, a mountain lake linked with leadership, offerings, and divine power. For the Muisca, gold was never only money or treasure. It was bright like the sun, beautiful to the eyes, and filled with spiritual meaning. Their skilled metalworkers shaped gold into small sacred figures called tunjos. These were flat, delicate pieces of art made from gold wires and sheets, showing little figures of humans, birds, or snakes. Then these offerings were placed in holy locations to keep balance between people, nature, and the gods. In the Muisca world, gold wasn't something to hide in a palace or count like coins. It was something to give. It became a shining bridge between the human world and the sacred world, a sign of gratitude, respect, and cosmic harmony. When a new Muisca ruler was ready to take his sacred role, he did not simply sit on a throne. First, he passed through a time of purification and discipline, preparing his body and spirit for leadership. Then, on the day of the ceremony, a raft made of reeds was prepared on Lake Guatavita. The ruler stepped onto it with his attendants, incense burners, emeralds, and gold offerings. His body was covered with resin, a sticky sap from jungle trees, and fine gold dust was blown onto his skin until it held fast. Little by little, he began to shine like a living man of sunlight. As the raft moved toward the center of the quiet lake, the people on the shore watched in deep silence. At the center of the lake, the sacred moment finally arrived. The air was still, the water was dark, and all eyes followed the golden ruler standing on the raft. His attendants lifted the treasures and threw gold and jewels into the deep water as offerings to the gods. Then the gilded ruler plunged into the cold lake. When he rose again, the water had washed the gold from his body, and the ritual was complete. He was no longer only a man. He had been transformed into a leader. This was the true heart of El Dorado. Not a city, not a kingdom, but a sacred ceremony where gold was given away to honor the spiritual world. Later, when Spanish conquistadors and European treasure seekers heard stories about this golden ceremony, the meaning began to change. As the tale moved from mouth to mouth, the Gilded Man became a golden king, then a golden city, and finally a whole lost kingdom filled with endless riches. Explorers searched mountains, forests, rivers, and lakes, chasing a place that did not exist in the original story. They never found the city of gold, because the real El Dorado was a ritual, not a place. Today, the legend remains one of Colombia's most powerful cultural symbols, reminding us how a sacred tradition can become distorted, changed and twisted into a completely different story when outsiders see it only through greed,